People always mock and they say, it's not all about salah, man. It's not all about prayer. It's not all about salah. But at the same time, as Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu said, حافظ على الصلاة فإنك إن ضيعتها فأنت لما سواها أضيع. Hold on to your salah, because if you lose that, you lose everything else. That's your basis. That's your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you're experiencing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will not be able to do half of the things that you do if you have even an atom's worth of shyness and bashfulness inside of you. Then there's the sense. There is a young girl, 12 years old, and she's French. Okay, she's actually French. And she's a Muslimah. And of course, now all of a sudden they're prohibiting girls to go to school without their hijabs, or with their hijabs. And subhanAllah al-Azim, this girl does something, and some of you might have seen the story that I thought was absolutely iconic. I'm not getting into the fiqhi discussion of, or all those types of things, if she had to do this, or if she did it, or if it still counts as hijab. She goes and she shaves her head. You know how hard that is? Think about that. Those of us who are out always to try to show off and show people that, you know, how good we look, brothers or sisters, because brothers dress and act like women today. It's true. All right, you stand in front of the mirror longer than girls do. All right, I'm not talking about that. But the fact that she's still a 12-year-old girl, imagine the self-esteem, the effect of self-esteem, had the courage to shave her head, and then she would dress herself all the way up to her neck. Again, don't worry about the fiqhi discussions, the attitude. And go to school like that, and have everyone jump on her, and make fun of her, and go through all of the humiliation that she did. And you know what she says? This is a quote whenever she was interviewed. She said, if being beautiful in the eyes of the Creator means being ugly in the eyes of creation, then it's worth it. If being beautiful in the eyes of the Creator means being ugly in the eyes of all creation, then it's worth it. If I can gain haya from Allah, be bashful and shy from Allah, I'll be shy from the people. I'll be bashful from the people. But it's comprehensive. وَالْحَيَاءَ مِنَ الْإِيمَانِ. Haya is from like my Iman. Don't judge me attitude. Oh, she said something's wrong with my hijab. Who does she think she is to say something about my hijab? Next time I go to the masjid, next time I go this, I'm going to wear a tighter shirt. And I'm going to match everything. I'm going to wear eyeshadow instead of just kuhul. I'm going to go all over the place. Because she can't judge me. She doesn't know my heart. You're only kidding yourself. That is deception of shaitan, 100%. When shaitan can deceive you into thinking that by being disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by having no shame in front of people, that somehow you're proving a point that your heart is actually with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaitan is the one who's whispering to you in your ear and saying, hey, don't worry about your hijab, don't worry about your interactions, don't worry about this. Who cares about the music that you listen to? Who cares about all that kind of stuff? You're still a good Muslim. Don't these people know what a good Muslim you are? Shaitan, the same one who's trying to lead you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is telling you what a great Muslim you are. So whenever you don't feel a sense of shyness, a sense of shame, whenever you don't feel like there's anything wrong with posting this picture or writing this status or doing this or saying I was here, I was there, or sending this, whenever you don't feel that sense of shame, whenever you're at a university, you're at a college campus and your parents aren't watching you, no one is there, whenever you don't feel it from other people, you don't feel it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's not just a debate between the hands and the face or whether the face. It's not that anymore. It's, what about my arms? What if I wear short sleeve shirts? What if my hijab is just hanging off of the bow in the back? What if my legs are exposed? What if I've got my henna tattoo on my ankle showing? Think about all of that. It's the attitude. You're not really thinking about hijab. You're not really thinking about being bashful in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're just trying to find the loophole. And still everyone tries to feel good about themselves. And this is not in any way, shape, or form a put down on the sisters who don't wear hijab or who are struggling with hijab. Brothers, we don't even know what it's like for them. We don't even know what it's like. We don't have to go through half the things. You know what? It's a struggle. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward our sisters whenever they do anything that's close to hijab. It's a struggle just to be put out like that. Imagine if we had to wear kufis everywhere. We wouldn't even be willing to do that. It's a struggle in and of itself. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward our sisters and preserve them, and inshallah ta'ala make them stronger. It's not to put anyone down. This is just to show that once you have haya, no one can tell you that this is halal and this is haram. La yahimmahu. No one can tell you these things. You don't care about that stuff. Your heart will be your dalil. Your heart will be your guide.